What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very big game between the Bulls and the Brooklyn Nets ahead. This is a game to hopefully try and save us from that 10-seeded position in the play-in tournament. And at the end of the day, that is why this game is a must-win. And Brooklyn, being the 11th seed, probably don't have that much to fight for at this point in time, as I find it very difficult for them to get into the play-in tournament at this point in time. Nonetheless, we'll still be trying to look at beating the Chicago Bulls. But in saying that, there's injuries to both teams that we got to be very mindful of. And that is what we're going to be discussing in this video. But before we get any further, if you enjoyed the video and you'd like to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Bulls, obviously the Nets, the injuries, and who is more favorable to win this type of game against each other. We'll start off with the Brooklyn Nets. They have a couple of guys that are actually going to be out for the season. And the first one that we're going to talk about is Dariq Whitehead, ladies and gentlemen. He went successful season-ending surgery on his left shin stress reaction, and he's going to be out for the rest of the season. I can't say I know too much about him at the end of the day, so I will move on. But that's a key thing that we got to discuss. Obviously, a very well-known player, an Australian player, Ben Simmons, went successful microscopic partial discectomy on a Thursday at some point, and is expected to make a full recovery by training camp of next season. So that basically puts it in the retrospect that he is out for the season as well. Ben Simmons, you know, a lot of people like to have a go at Ben Simmons, say he's a good player, say he's a bad player, whatever the case may be. I would say he's a skilled player, that's for sure, and I think on the right team he can make a difference to that team. I just don't know if Brooklyn is that team, and at the end of the day, he won't be making a difference in this game as he will be out. Last time we versed Brooklyn, they played Ben Simmons at the center position, if I'm not mistaken. They like to do that every now and again, use Ben Simmons as that small ball type of center and stuff of that nature. So again, it's going to be a key element of their game that would be missing. Of course, they still got a couple of other guys in the center position that could still do well. We've got Bates Diop. He'll be out for the rest of the season as well with a shin injury. Yeah, that's a tough blow for the Brooklyn Nets as well, and we'll have to wait and see how they can react to that. That injury came a couple days ago, unfortunately. So yeah, tough one for the Brooklyn Nets. We got Dennis Smith Jr. listed as questionable to play against the Bulls. Dennis Smith Jr. is a guy that actually plays well against the Bulls. You know, even I think it was against, I can't remember what team he was playing for, but I don't think it was Brooklyn. He had a game where he actually really dominated the Bulls, and his athleticism was the big difference there. So that might be a big miss for the for the Nets. Keep in mind, 50-50, 50% chance he may play, 50% chance he may miss the game. Obviously, Cameron Johnson as well, a big one as well, listed as out against the Bulls with a toe injury. One of the better three-point shooters on the team as well, so that's a tough break. And then we got Noah Clowney, who is listed as probable against the Bulls due to a back contusion that is most likely going to play as a 75% chance. So a lot of injuries for the Brooklyn Nets. Some of them are season-ending, some of them are not season-ending. But again, it relates exactly to the Bulls. We have the same thing over here in Chicago with all the injuries that we have sustained over the course of the season. So without further ado, let's get to the Bulls side of things. So as we are, of course, Bulls fans, we know that there's a lot of, I guess, out for the season players. Zach LaVine out for the season, Patrick Williams out for the season, Lonzo Ball out for the season, Julian Phillips out indefinitely. We don't know when he is returning, but that could potentially be the season as well. But there's two new injury updates that we can provide. Obviously, Caruso with his ankle sprain is listed as probable to play against the Brooklyn Nets. So that it is an upgrade over the questionable that he had last game, but he played last game at the end of the day. It looks like he'll be playing this game against Brooklyn. Again, we need Caruso in this game. The way that I see Brooklyn liking to play is they like to spread the floor, they like the pick and roll game, they like to switch Vucevic onto their point guards and stuff of that nature. So I think Caruso might be a very big dominating factor in how we can walk away with a win in this game over the Brooklyn Nets. I won't forget the last time we played Brooklyn and the time after that, where they constantly switched Vucevic onto their guards and had their way with Vucevic, unfortunately. So hopefully we don't see many of those plays in this upcoming game. Hopefully we have learned from our own mistakes. And Ayo Dosunmu, a new injury, ladies and gentlemen, but this is actually an illness. He is listed as probable to play against the Brooklyn Nets. That's a 75% chance likelihood that Ayo will play. Now, Ayo has turned into one of our best players over the last 2 to 3 weeks. He's been absolutely phenomenal. He's had great games, but I think the key thing is not even just the points tally that he has or the assist tally that he has, it's the efficiency in which he does it. Very few turnovers Ayo gives away. Very few shots that Ayo misses. So it's the 16, 17 points that he gets, but he only misses 2 shots in the game. That is where the difference lies for Ayo. It's the 5, 6, 7 assists that he has with maybe 1 turnover in there. That's the difference with Ayo. That's why he's turned into one of our better players and our most efficient players at this point in time. So missing Ayo is a miss for the Bulls, without a shadow of a doubt. I think he's one of the biggest difference makers in the team at the moment, and without him, we could be in a very big chance to lose the game. So hopefully he will play, as will Caruso, and we'll just have to wait and see. But both teams are riddled with injuries, but I would still say it favors the Bulls. Look, at the end of the day, Brooklyn, they're in a now or never situation, I would say. If they want to compete in that playing tournament, it's now or never. But I personally don't think that Brooklyn Nets team wants to compete in the playing tournament. I think they'd rather go further down and try to get that lottery pick. But that's just my opinion on that Brooklyn Nets team. But if they are going to go for anything, expect them to play ridiculously hard in this next game against the Bulls. So we got to return that favor, bring our A game, not play down to the opponent's level, and work extremely hard in our own right. That's been a big problem for the Bulls over the last 2 weeks with our defensive effort. It feels like we're not giving any defensive effort. Last game against the Pacers, we brought some defensive effort. We made the Pacers have one of the worst shooting nights of their entire season. In fact, the Pacers game was the first time they didn't get to 100 points, I believe. Maybe I could be wrong on that. I feel like I'm wrong on that. But if I'm not, there's a stat for you. But either way, we brought them down to a really, really bad shooting night, and you have to credit the defensive work of the Bulls for that. Let's hope we could do the same against Brooklyn. What do you guys think? Thank you for watching. Drop a like and a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. I will see you in the next Chicago Bulls related video. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.